Namaskaram to everyone. I am Samanvi here. Once again, welcoming you all to today's session of our interactive discussion with Aravinda Hebbar sir. I welcome you all on behalf of Ranjani Memorial Trust. Today is the auspicious day of Guru Purnima, and before we begin, I would like to seek the blessings of my Guru Aravinda Hebbar sir. So, in continuation with our yesterday's discussion, we will continue with more aspects regarding practice for young musicians in today's session. Namaskaram sir.
Namaste.
So we have all heard stories about our elders' practice, methods of practice. We have heard that they used to do Yama Sadhakam, getting up early in the morning at 4 o'clock, dipping in cold water and doing Akara Sadhakam and all those other practices. So, we would like to know what kind of habits must we cultivate in today's days for us to practice, what about hours of practice, the duration of practice, and all the other disciplines connecting to that. So, what is the ideal practice method for a student in today's days?
Thank you, Samanvi. Since you have remembered Guru Purnima or Vyasa Purnima, I seek the blessings of all Gurus before I talk. And my blessings to my juniors, my students, and those who seek learning. Let the benediction from all Gurus be with us and on us. We have just discussed about the nurturing of the young musician children at home yesterday in our discussion. Well, you have asked how to practice, and is it like the Yama Sadhakam of the yesteryears? Yesteryear is yesteryear. Now today we don't have that kind of good water also in the pond, neither in the river. It's dangerous to dip in the waters of the rivers or the pond. Of course, in a jocular way. They had their own explanation as why they did it. They were with nature, and they could resist the cold temperature of the waters as well as the atmosphere. And with that, they could forego all the oddities of the problems that they had from the environment. And with that, they had the sadhakam, as we call practice. Today, the entire scenario is changed. Computer age. Technology has taken the forefront. The students are more informed than the teachers. Teachers may be knowing what their teachers would have taught to them. But the students know the entire world because of IT. Thus, the teacher should be very, very cautious. Teacher should also know that he is a learner first and teacher next. Adhyayana and adhyapana should go together. For any learner, maybe a teacher or a student, if this is known, the first thing that he can become is, he will become a friend of the student. He can love the student. He can have the concern with the student. We have heard about Gurukula system, where students used to stay at their respective teacher's house and had their long run, waiting for teacher to come and teach for a few hours, sometimes running 2 hours. Students would do all the household work of the teachers, and thus he would wait for the opportunity that teacher would return back to the seat to give his teachings. So obedient, the humility, and the way in which they were serving the teacher were all very exemplary and model, and Sanatana Dharma, all these things we talk about. Now, today, at 7:30 or 7:45, the student will leave the house for the school. And from 7 onwards, the parents, if he is a teacher, he will also be involved. He will start giving orders to the children one after another. Hold the bag, do that, do this, get the rubber, get the pencil, have the pen. Where is that bag? You have not taken the water bottle. Are you ready? The van has come. Between 7 and 7:45, in all house, this kind of conversation will go. Where no's, you have not done it, don'ts, you are not doing it. All these things happen. This will make the student so much resistant. And there is a possibility that the student will go rebellious. By consistently, persistently giving pestering words, sermons one after another, will make the children a little bit bolder and resistant, I would say that. So the first thing is, you have to stop this. First attribute of a teacher is to stop this kind of sermons to the children. Even to the music, we have to do this. Okay, the children are going to the school. On Sundays or Saturdays, we will have a session with the children. We will ask the children, at what time you can be free? At what time you are coming for the music class? Okay, at 3 o'clock I am free. Okay, come at 3. But come at 3, not at 3:1. And you can come at 2:55, but at 3 o'clock. There starts the discipline. It is not regimentary. The teacher should not come at 3:1. The teacher should also be there on the seat at 3 o'clock. And the class starts. The student will listen to him, and at 4 o'clock he has to leave the student, perhaps. Okay? He will do justice to 1 hour class. He has to prepare. The teacher should know what he has to impart to the student, and he will start teaching. Maybe akaram, sadakam, maybe just sarla verses, janti verses, dad verses, or some kritis, some varnas, like that. In the beginning, no one would teach pavamana. So we will start with some methods. Simpler kritis in the beginning, complicated ones later. Which are complicated and which is simpler is known to the teacher, and he will impart it in his course of his teaching. The teacher, once he is giving the classes, usually what happens is, student is very ready with the mobile. Immediately clicks, he will record everything. So in a way it is good. In a way it is bad too. Because since there is a recording, you can think of something else in the class. That my mother has promised me that today she will take me to Hangyo ice cream. So I need not now think about the music. Let there be Shankarabharanam going on here. If he says Shankarabharanam, I will sing Shankarabharanam. But my concern is at 4:30 I have an engagement with some ice cream party. This can go because already there in the recording there is a class. So mom will tell, see the recording, look at that, listen to it, practice it. So the kind of practice is quite different. And whether this is good or bad, a teacher may not say that. A teacher or a parent have to look after into the pros and cons of this kind of teaching. If the practice of learning music by recordings, by CD, by YouTube, or by ear type of learnings, the problem is the student becomes alone. He is in solitude. He has none there. Unless he has a passion, unless he is determined to learn, this kind of learning may not give you the good results. There may be some students who are quite independent, determinative, highly determined, passionate, sometimes obsessed too. Very rare. But a normal student, he would just listen to the teacher and he will reproduce. And if he is recording whatever that you teach at home, because of the compilations by the parents, he or she would just listen to it and start reproducing it. If the parent is sitting there, the result is slightly better. If the parent is watching the TV during this hour, the result is worse. So this is a total effect. Everyone has to involve themselves. And this teacher and the taught. Here the teacher is not separate. Maybe the student's father or mother also. He can also be a teacher. I was a teacher to Ranjani at one time. And I was a teacher to many students like you. And I know the difficulties of the students, the inconsistencies going on in the mind in the students, and due to that, the problems that creep up in teacher. So the teacher cannot just scream, saying that you are not attentive, saying that you are not reproducing it properly. No. He has to understand the implications or the environment from which the student has come, and should allow him a freedom in everything, total concern, and thus he would give the lessons. While giving the lessons, okay, this kind of lesson will be a burden. This will be a burden. How to do this? You have to practice. The teacher has to practice as how it is to be catered to the needy students. If you are just minting money from tuitions, music tuitions, okay, do it, namaskaras. But if you are really imparting some knowledge of music to the students, you have to work on it at home. You means you, not you, the teacher I mean. A teacher has to work more than the student, as how it has to be imparted to the stakeholder. And with this, he will be under full control of himself, and he will know what is going on with the student. You make some humor in the class. Give stories. If you have Gandharam, Antara Gandharam, you tell the importance of Antara Gandharam. And you tell the importance of Shadja, Rishabha. And if you are just saying Sari, Ma, what happens? What will be the mood? What is the Sariga? Sariga. How Ga is so effective. And just for a fun, you can make some diversions and come back to, say, Puruhilyani or Mohanam or something like that. So, this is not merely reproducing what we have been taught earlier from our teachers. We have to make certain things pliable, plausible, and quite palpable, palatable to the students. And once we are doing it, students will listen. Why should they leave you? No, you have not left me. Archana did not leave me. Gargi did not leave me. Ranjani did not leave me. And so many other students, I can quote the names. Because with love, perhaps, I don't know, with love I have taught. And that is reciprocated. Love is all pervading everywhere. So it just gets communicated. This is how the first practice sessions should go between teacher and the taught.
Yeah, there is also this very common notion, like for a student to be strong in whatever he knows, he or she knows, it is better if she or he teaches it. So by teaching it, whatever he has learned, it becomes more strong in it. So it is very, it is very, same thing that you have said, that the teacher should practice before presenting, before teaching a student. So it is very educative for students also. Like when we teach, when we teach to students, we will grasp all the other inner details and all those things of a kriti or a rag or whatever.
True. And as you asked the question, I didn't answer perhaps. Making akara sadhakams as Bidaram Krishnappa did, perhaps is not possible now. Going to the Gurukula may not be possible because of so many constraints in the society now. It may be possible for you. You did it in our house. But it may not be possible between the teacher and the student as it happened earlier. I don't say that Gurukula is the best system. There is a lot of scope for exploitation here. Lot of scope. Teacher can exploit. He is more intelligent, more aged than the student, and thus he may exploit the student's goodwill and good fortune too. So it's, I don't think that all the things that happened in the earlier days, olden times is good. No, I don't think. The best way perhaps we have here is student will come to the teacher's house, get lessons and go back. There is a lesser problem of human relationships which may crop up, especially if it is of opposite sex, in this kind of association. And also, there will be only 1 hour or 2 hours availability of a teacher. So we have to grasp whatever that. If you have that, some recording systems, there may be some problem of listening to it, barring certain exceptions. Because since there is a recording, you are very much sure of that. But recording is a good method wherein the exact nuances, embellishments that the teacher did, as well as the swaras or the phrases or the nyasas or the kala pramanam that he dealt with for everything can be rehearsed in the teacher's mouth itself while you are at home, which was never there for Bidaram Krishnappa, neither to Mysore Vasudevacharya. So this is a great facility that you have now. I think I can just stop here for you to ask the question. I have so many things in my mind. I will give the answers later.
So coming back to my previous question on the methods of practice, like while practicing, like for instance, if I start practicing now, on what aspect should I concentrate? Like should I concentrate on manodharmam, or should I concentrate on rendering kritis, or on grammar, or on aesthetics, or on other technical mathematics, for instance, and other such things. So, like, of course, I should concentrate on all those things because all those things constitute music. But for what should I give the first preference? And what about the ratio in which I can deal with all these things in a daily practice?
Okay, I understood. Now, this question is from your mouth, and thus you are asking the question depending on your requirements. Suppose a freshener comes who is just 1 hour or 1 year old to our classes. Then if he or she asks the same question on what I should concentrate, of course, and I know that they won't ask this question, leave apart. Suppose they ask, I would say the first thing is go for the voice culture. Second thing is akaram, sadhana. Third, varnam. Then only your choice. Varnam you have to practice every day, according to me. That will definitely give you some strength to the vocal cords. Akaram is necessary and it is a time-old advice by all the people. You have to do akaram. What kind of akaram? What kind of akaram? How do you do that? Arohana of Maya Mola Goda and of the Saralavarase, you do it in akaram. Like that, akaram. No, it has to be continuous. So, how much time?
It depends.
How much ma is to be elongated? Or all the swaras have to be given equal importance for the time? So that has to be practiced only under the nose of a teacher. Well-known teacher and a good teacher. Not all. Some teachers, I'm sorry if I hurt the feelings of some teachers, they teach only the harmonium method of akarams, as if it is coming from the harmonium. When you are just pressing the button of a harmonium, it just salutes this particular swara. No, that is not suitable for vocalists. It is not suitable. It's good for harmonium, let them do that. But if you are just doing the same thing in a vocal, it looks hard. It should be like Nagaswaram. It should be as if it is coming from Veena. These two things are wonderful instruments, I tell you, that it gives us as how to pluck, how to elongate, shorten, how to abruptly end, or how to taper the swaras.
Yes.
These are all things which you have to remember during the akara sadhakams. As you grow older and older, you will know more and more about it. If you are doing akara sadhakam now, that akaram sadhakam is not equal to the akara sadhakam that you did about 10 years back. No. I would say we all should first start with voice culture. Nobody has given us in Carnatic music as how to start. We will say, okay, we will start Sarigama Padarisa. So I have to voice culture, no? Sa 8 counts. Re 8 counts. Okay, in a way it's okay.
Yeah.
To have the layam, to get the time consciousness. It's very boring. But still, it has its own plus points. But that is not just a voice culture. How to mend the voice, how to bend it, how to give the gamaka. If you say re, just hold your mic and just say re, elongate it, and stop it in the third.
Okay.
You know what I mean. I would once again say, Re, say Shuddha Rishabha.
Okay.
Chatushruti Rishabha.
Okay.
Chatushruti Rishabha. Start with, it should be consistently elongated. And then while ending, let it end with a third. Third means with a little bend and given a knot.
Yeah.
In Kannada we say, ಒಂದು ಗಂಟು ಗಂಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಡಚಿ, you will just make it a small knot.
Yeah.
Give it.
Sa Re.
What is that third? How that third is there? You just spell it.
Re.
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 It.
Re.
Okay. You just release the re. Just tapering.
Yeah.
Let it.
Re.
Now give the re. So at the end of re should give us the imagination that you are going to ga and not sa. Give it.
Re. Was that okay?
Ga. Then you re ga.
Re.
Now this is an ascending. The final nyasa or the ending is giving a clue to you that you are going to ga.
Yes.
Same thing can happen to, say, Mohanam, da, sa, da, pa, da to pa. So you come from da to pa. You should give a clue at the end of da that you are coming to pa. Tell me.
Sadha.
That's what. Did you learn in our class earlier?
Yeah.
Did I teach you?
Yes, like all these points are they're so microscopic that they're not looked into.
They do.
We tend to ignore all these things. They're so small, but
Yeah.
they make the maximum impact while we sing.
Yeah. So I used to do all these things with a beautiful line. Early morning, I used to hold your shoulders and make you to get up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Archana would also join. 3:55 she would come here. Her father would bring her from her house at 3:55 a.m. morning, and 4 o'clock in the same stage I used to sit at 4 o'clock, and we will start our session at 4 dot, and it will start with the first voice culture. What we did?
We just one line of Om Namo Narayanaya
Om Namo Narayanaya.
in different ragams.
Yeah, in different ragams. And how na, ra, ya, very difficult. Ya is very difficult. And going to na is hectic task. And ultimately at ya you are lost because there is no breath. So it doesn't. You cannot hear that ya, Narayanaya. Om is wonderful. Everyone will enjoy because in the early morning you see you have a full blow. All your cells are fully turgid with water, and you have full strength. Of course, with some drowsiness. That the teacher will look after. And once you have Om properly done with the tapering voice, then you can make certain experiments with every syllable of Namo Narayanaya. A beautiful meditation too with swaras of a particular raga. How many ragas we would have tried?
Yes.
Many ragas have come while our sessions were. Not that you are my student and I tried with you. I have tried with everybody who have come here. Only a few of you have really done well while such classes were taken. Of course, you too had a drowsy feeling in the middle.
Because the matters that you teach are so minuscule that you tend to get bored.
Yeah.
What is there in this is what we think while we are young. Only when we grow up, we know the importance of all those
Yes.
small details.
Yeah. So when pa comes, it's inevitable that pa, it will make a big leap on the lips, and the teacher has to witness it. Of course, ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, the students will also show their mouths and big open. It's quite natural. Don't do that. No, we have to accept it. So this kind of practice sessions will definitely make the students spiritually at sound, and also as far as the musicality is concerned, musically sound.
Yes.
So this will enable you to go further in different speeds. The same Om Namo Narayana can be later made into a Tanam, and then later into Drupad. We did it. So there is a small syllable, about 4 or 5 or 10 per second. That will ring in your body. It is like Brahmari.
Yes.
We did it. So it is possible. And that will really give a good cultivation for the vocal cords, as I have felt. Ranjani had a wonderful voice, and I know, and my wife knows, how much of this kind of practice she has taken it very seriously to do such sadhakam.
Yes.
So for you, it's different kind of practice. You have to do voice culture, you have to do akarams, and then one varnam in a fast speed one day, next day Chalkakal, slow speed, another day first speed, second speed, third speed, make Tishram in the middle, okay, do it. Then
So that's maths covered for the
yeah,
day.
yeah, for the day. And then go to school, go to college. Afternoon or say evening you come back. Madhyamakala Kritis. Alapana. You would have had so many Kritis in your list. Now, by choice, sometimes you feel like singing Shankarabharanam one day. Sometimes you don't feel like singing Puri Kalyani at all. And thus, we all feel that there is something going on in our mind if we are really musical.
Yeah.
And in that case, we will do that. We will take Puri Kalyani that day, Madhyamakala Kriti, okay, Jnanam Sagrada, or Shama Shastri's Puri Kalyani, Visarjapu. We will take it. And that day, I have not practiced any layakari. No, don't do that day. Next day you do that. So only one day everything cannot be done. And one day, okay, I have so much of repertory in my collections. I have not sung Koniyadina Pai, I have not sung Every Mata, I have not sung that Kamboji, this Kamboji. I have forgotten. Okay, in that case, on Sunday you take, say, about 7 o'clock you start. One after another kritis. Some 10, 15 kritis. What a stretch. You go on. Your repertory builds. You will remember the script. You can be very vocal in such things. So that's the kind of a sadhakam that you people can do. If you are doing layakari on one day, I have not done alapana this day, then that should not disturb you at all.
So no guilt feelings.
No, that should not be any such kind of guilt feelings, or that I have not done this, that I have not done that. No, there should not be any such guilt feelings.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have understood why.
Yes. So there's one more thing that just mentioned, that feeling that we get to practice. That is something which bothers people like me very much. Like some days we have the mood to practice and some days we don't. So when we have the mood, we practice for hours at a stretch, and other days it's like zero hours. We will not be able to do any work that day. And also the time of practice, like sometimes I feel like singing in the morning, sometimes in the night, so I can't maintain a proper timetable schedule for consistently for days. So how best to deal with this problem? Like what should we do when we face such problems?
This kind of questions I have been posed with the students long back, and I have tried to give a timetable time to time for many students all my career. The most unfortunate thing is I only followed the timetable and not the students. It's okay. Students have students. If I am answering this question, if I am giving certain hints to the teachers, students should not listen. And if I am talking answers to the students, I think the teacher can be here. Whatever. When you said you are getting some mood to sing this kind of song, and next day, morning, no, I'm not, evening. See, these moody students are very dangerous, to tell you the truth. Very dangerous. Dangerous in the sense, in the name of mood, they can take shelter for laziness.
Yes.
This is my experience.
Yeah.
A teacher has to distinguish between whether it is a laziness or real mood. If it is a real mood, most welcome. That should be there. The rasa utpatti, the evoking of particular rasa at a particular time, to a particular boy or a girl, at a particular date, time, very natural, very natural.
Yes.
In the morning, you may not sing Purvi Kalyani, for example. Early morning, when you just say Padapasa, it's quite disturbing sometimes. For me, that Padapasa, why should I be hasty to say for Padapasa so early? So beautifully. That's why see, you Hindustani people, they won't sing other than Shuddha Rishabha. Shuddha Rishabha. Bhairav and Bhairav Prakaras are all for morning sessions. So they don't want to go for Chatushriti Rishabha or some other. In the early morning hours at 4 o'clock, they will never, even if you tie their tongue and cut their tongue, they won't sing other ragas. They will sing only Bhairav.
Even the Prati Madhyama, Shuddha Madhyama thing.
Exactly. So there is a naturalness here, which we may have to honor it.
Yeah.
As a teacher, if you are taking a shelter of laziness to express your mood, I should be intelligent enough to discover it and say no. No, you have to practice now. No, I am not in a mood to sing now. No, you cannot. You have to practice. How do you know that? God alone knows. Or Guru alone knows. I have not used the word teacher here. Guru only knows. Guru is not just teaching. He is experiencing. He is one with the student. He is one with the nature. And he has a deep concern for the music rather than the physical student.
Yes.
And once it is there, Guru will understand what is what. So even if you say mood, I have to check it. And then the way in which it is now ordered. Teacher may say, no, you have to practice your Shubha Panturadi now. Reluctantly you will start. Okay, now what I have to do? This reluctance will give a devastating effect of Shubha Panturadi now. I have to do something. I have to infuse certain interest by being extraordinary jubilant than the student, giving here and there pinches of sudden spurts, sparks. It should sparkle. So once it comes to ga, Shubhabantavarali ga, oh, this ga is different from the ga of Thodi. Handling is still quite different. Now that a teacher, a guru has to give the real thinking of the Gandharam, and what he can do is early morning, if the student is not in a mood, he can do Todi Gandharam instead of Shubhabantavarali Gandharam to you by compulsion, by purposefully, intentionally he may do that. Sir, it is not like that. Is it so? Or is it because that Todi? Okay, correct it. Now the mood has come to the student. The mood comes. So mood is possible to be descending down. It is in the teacher's hand to excavate it and explore it from the student's or the disciple's mind. And he can do wonders if he minds. He cannot do wonders. He can do wonders from the student's mouth, provided he has attained the status of a guru.
Yes. Yeah. So the next question, it is like a small girl, a young student called Aditi Krishnan. She has asked this question. It's a very good question. She has asked on what should a musician's diet be?
Diet.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good question. If you are a non-vegetarian, I am unfit to answer. Because since you are seeing the saffron on my forehead, you can immediately understand that I am not a non-vegetarian, neither an alcohol man. So my words may be a little bit outdated for those who are taking such non-vegetarian stuffs or alcohol, because the type of environment, the type of ambience there in the house is quite different, I know. But if they are vocalists, musicians, if they take sattvic foods, that will be better. That will be better. What is a sattvic food? You go and approach some Ayurvedic people. Because I can answer, but not at this juncture.
Yes.
Rajasic food is okay. You can go for. Tamasic food, no. Curried stuff, oily stuff, yesterday's food, sour, too hot, chilies. Bid goodbye to it. First of all, you should understand, you should be convinced in your mind that I should not touch it. A lot of vegetables has to be taken. These days, vegetables are totally polluted with pesticides. So you have to wash it and do it, all the treatments to it, and then you can eat. Milk is okay. Buttermilk, fine. Curd, no. No curd. There are three kinds of people. Vata people, Pitta people and Kapha people. Students, their attitude will reflect whether they belong to the Kapha or the Pitta or Vata type. Depending on that, the Ayurvedic physician will administer them the actual foods. If I give some administration of food habits, diet, to a man of Pittiya or highly bilic, Kopa Jasti, they will have too much angry.
Yeah.
That will be not suitable for the person with the Kapha habit. So person to person, depending on these three types, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, the diet may have to be changed. For some persons, ghee is very good. Some other persons, ghee is highly allergic. They cannot take ghee. I know pretty well that one person is very much allergic to bananas.
Oh.
If they take banana, they cannot sing. Tender coconut is very good. It is an elixir for many. But I know pretty well for one person, a few persons I know, tender coconut is bad, very bad.
Yeah.
They cannot sing that day.
Yes.
For me, if I take pepper before I sing, that will be good.
Yeah.
You can take sweet wood, jeshta madhu, as we call. You just chew the small piece of that. It's very good. For some it may not be. So you may have to ask the teacher, guru, or Ayurvedic physician, or a family doctor, or a knowledgeable parent to know about the real habits that a student has to take.
So ice creams are a total no-no, right?
Ice creams, why I say it's bad? Because they have high caloric value. And you do not know that there may be certain bacteria in the ice cream dormant. They are dormant there. And once you are just sipping it or taking it into your, it is coming to the 98.4 degree Fahrenheit heat temperature. Now, some of the dormant bacteria can come to the live. The live performance of bacteria may lead to certain problems in the body of some of the students.
Yes.
Dr. M. Balamurali Krishna, I know that he was taking ice creams before going to this concert. He was taking vadas, uddina vadas, highly oily stuff. He would just squeeze it and just take a few drops there. Nothing happens to his voice. Sanjay Subramaniam sir, he would take Pepsi quite often. Nothing happens for them. And if you are practicing, oh, nothing has happened to them, I will also take. You take, then suffer.
At your risk.
Yeah. So in general, what we would say is ice cream is bad.
Yes.
It's one among the tamasic foods. That's why I too have told you. But I only took you to the ice cream parlor, and quite a good number of times I have allowed you to, because if there is a forthcoming concert, you yourself will not abandon it. I don't want. So at least that much of awareness should be there. And it is unnecessarily fat accumulation in the body. It's a bad fat which will be accumulated in the waist. And thus a bad fat accumulation will take place with such bad fats taken to your diet. That's all.
So I guess it's time for a last question. Sir, you have many times have mentioned that in these days the singers, they lack a certain love for music in their singing, which is depicted in the way they sing. So I've noticed it when I practice too. Usually, not only me, I'm not speaking only of me, but usually even in the daily practice, we tend to be very mechanical. We tend to produce music very mechanically. I say producing music because it is very mechanical. So, like I can't properly define it, but there is some kind of love that is needed for practicing or singing music. So, what would you say about that point, sir?
Love is a very big word which is pervading entire universe. The love that you are now talking about is a small speck of it.
Yes.
A small piece of it. How love comes when you are singing. As we have discussed yesterday, we will discover the love or passion or connectivity to that art form in a child once we are very intelligent enough to note down that talent in him or her. So what we are seeing in the student, what we are seeing in the child is a passion. is a love, is a concern. The moment I just play Shahanai, your eyes are straight. You are totally concerned. You become very much alert. You become aware. You forget everything. You listen to the Shahanai. Means you have a love. You have a passion to it. So you can go on listening to Shahanai. You can go on listening to Shamangali Srinivasa Iyer or GNB. That means you have certain inclination towards music of this particular sort. This has to be first found out. If it is there, now the Guru will once again come to the picture.
Yes.
What is his role? Whether this passion or connectivity is a continuous one or it is continuous one. If it is a continuous connectivity, we need not to go to that boy who will practice, sing. No, we need not pester him. He himself will do that. If that boy is inconsistent, laziness will come. He is totally mischievous because he is a small lad, small boy. He has to play with other children. I am not allowing him to play with other children. Now what do I have to do? You have to love music. Can I say that?
No. It has to come from within.
Yeah. But it doesn't come. It doesn't come.
Children are usually not aware of all those things.
Yeah. So we have certain bindings. Yesterday also,
Yes.
perhaps I have told that parents or the teachers should allow the children in that to loiter in that field.
Yes.
They have to move in that environment. For example, a music boy, he is good. You don't allow him to the cricket ground. No. He may be interested in cricket, but if he diverts his mind, this talent will go dissipate.
Yes.
So in the evening, he will go to the cricket ground. In the afternoon, swimming pool. The late afternoon, painting. In the morning, singing. You are not having anything from such students. Master of none. Jack of all trades. Of course, is it not good? Is it bad? No, it's not bad. But anyway, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. After 10 what? 11. Okay, you are also having another shop after 10. Are you doing that from a very talented boy? No, you would like to would like to harvest the best out of it, knowing fully well that he is after mischief or going for sleep every now and then you have to awaken. You have to wake him up. And then, see, come here. Today I will tell you a story. You start a story of a music as if that has happened in and around you, in front of you, like a screen. Just to tell a story.
It will be a very good inspiration for the students.
It should be an inspiration. Now, wow. Like Satya Harishchandra's story, he should also listen to the story of M.S. Subbulakshmi.
Yes.
And we have to tell that. Just read this book, it will come to the examination. No. You are not imparting love to the student. Yes. So love cannot be just infused. Love is there, passion is there, obsession is there, connectivity is there. It is up to the teacher to excavate it, explore it, and get it. And tell him, see, you have this.
And once the student gets to know about that, then he himself will not leave it.
He will not leave. There are so many parents who would come to us, sir, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, there is a school day, the student has to sing that day, you teach. I say, get out. Please go. I don't teach. I am not an instant coffee.
Yeah.
I cannot do that instant idli in my house. For preparing idli, I will grind it the previous day.
Yes.
I will not bring it from the hotel or from the big, what you call it, malls. and give you an instant idli. I don't relish it also, I don't want it also. I will prepare it the previous day, and some bacteria have to enter it there, and then it has to ferment, and the next day, by just my mother giving a few stirs, and that gives a beautiful taste. A beautiful taste. So that kind of, maybe a little bit older kind of versions of my thinking, but that has its own taste. So you have to create an impression on the student that he or she has this, and he or she has to pull it later,
Yes.
the remaining part of the career.
Yes.
So that will definitely give rich dividends. I think I have talked quite enough,
Yeah.
and if you are going on giving me questions, I may give you a few more details about problems and the usefulness of sadhakams. Since we have to put an end, I will.
We need to do more sessions like this. It's very, very educative for us. We don't get to hear all these things.
Okay,
We're almost
I don't mind if those who are interested, if they ask questions, and once again ask us to discuss like this, we will have one more session a little later. Anyway, I would like to just give a small tip, key tips for a learner.
Yes.
This is a key tips to the learners. Write down the daily practice details in a diary along with the total number of hours practiced every day. No phones be entertained during the hours of music practice.
Yes.
Neither you get up from your chosen place. Always sit in east-west direction with tanpura, music books, notebooks. If there is laptop, okay. Pen drive, okay. Red pen and blue pen, water bottle and wrist watch. If there is a mobile, airplane mode.
Yeah. No disturbances.
Yes. Send the practice details to your guru daily. Follow the timetable strictly. You are the best judge to supervise your routine. In any case, if you cannot follow the timetable because of some really genuine reasons, never feel guilty later, and don't immerse into sorrowness. Try to compensate it, the lost hours, during some relaxed time or the next day. However, it is strict that you should observe relaxation in the scheduled time prescribed without fail.
Yes.
See that you sing or practice every day at least 4 hours.
This is for everyone?
Say after 8th standard, 9th standard onwards.
Yeah.
Not for everyone. Don't feel guilty or feverish or restless at any cost for your own faults.
Yes.
If you feel that you are making a mistake, correct it next time. Determine that you won't repeat that mistake. Guilt will never bother you later. Don't go for giving explanations for the faults that you have done. No justifications needed to adjust your plans.
Yes.
Why you have done that? It is because no such explanations needed. They are misdeeds. Don't give explanations. Okay,
It's a mistake, it's a mistake.
it's a mistake. Confess it with your teacher or your parents. And don't repeat it.
Yeah, that is important.
Another important thing is that don't disclose your regular schedules with anybody except your guru. Don't ask why. Don't.
Yes.
Thank you very much for patient listening.
Thank you very much, everyone.
And I wish very good luck and my blessings to my junior students, seeking blessings from my elders. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir. Today is actually Guru Purnima day, and you have spoken so much about the importance of a guru and the role of a guru in the life of a student, not only in music but in all other aspects too. I am really fortunate enough to have such a great guru, and we all are. So I thank Hebbar sir once again on behalf of Ranjani Memorial Trust, and thank everyone for listening. Thank you.